And we'll be live, and I think we're probably live already, but it never shows up on my screen quite at the exact time that we go live. So let me wait till it shows up. There we go, and we're officially live. So let me jump back in with you guys. And today we're going to go over some loose ends that we need to cover with ChatBots. So I want to make sure that you are ready to go, and we're going to talk about scheduling because there's a piece of the scheduling that I totally missed yesterday. And so we're going to go over that to make sure that you understand how to do scheduling, because I got it like completely wrong. When I went back, I was like, I know I've done this before. So it was Shelly being discombobulated. So we're going to undiscombobulate Shelly and undiscombobulate you guys and talk about scheduling. And then we'll kind of just review everything that we've covered and cover any questions. So the first thing I want to do is actually open it up for any questions you might have before we get started. Any of those burning questions that you're like, oh my gosh, I got to ask Shelly before we get started. So do you guys have any of those burning questions? Really? Wow. Go ahead.
Yeah, I do. And apologies, last night I snuck out about 1:30. I couldn't keep awake.
That is okay. I'll try to be more entertaining to keep you awake.
That would be good. So what I was wanting to ask, when you did the list in there and you just did everything in a list, put it all in the one section?
Yes, all in one set of steps, yes.
Yeah, all the steps, yeah. So can we, because I've created my Facebook page, can I start working on that and putting it into the page, or do I have to be accepted first?
You can start putting it into your page and actually testing. It just won't subscribe anybody if they go onto the chatbot. You won't get any official.
But so I can, because I haven't even started putting anything in there. I've just been putting it on, writing it out on paper. So I can go in there and put it there, even though I haven't been accepted yet.
The biggest thing you have to do is you have to whitelist the domain that it's going to be connected.
Yeah, I've done that. Yeah. Okay.
And then you'll be able to see it, and then you can kind of play with it and test it.
I'll be ready.
And then the name of the game is test, retest, and test again. Because once you start building those flows and the different paths that you can go, it will drive you nuts, but you still have to do it. You have to test every single path to make sure that everything is right. Because you guys know this now, if you do one little bitty thing wrong, it'll like break everything from then on. So you just have to really test.
Yeah, and so if we, in one of the things, we send them off to our website, which has information on the website. Can we add a page into the website that doesn't get published, but it can have all our steps on it? Like for our own reference?
Yeah, absolutely. You can put a page in there at any time. It's like if you did the sales funnel with me, I think you might have seen that I did a blueprint layout.
Yeah, that's what I mean, the blueprint. Can we have a page and sort of have the blueprint to have it all written out? Because I like to see it there so I can see where it's going from here to there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
Okay. That out perfectly with that. That would be really good. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
And those are just those private pages. The only way that a person's going to get in there to see it is if they've got a button to click to get in there, or it's on a menu or something like that. Or somewhere that they, find how to get in there. But if it's just a page where nothing's technically connected to it, then really only you have access to it.
Oh, fabulous. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions, you guys? Those are really good questions, Judy. All right, let's jump into scheduling first, because I want to make sure that we are super clear on that one, since I was not clear yesterday. So let's go ahead and share the screen. And I'm going to jump into the chatbot, and we're going to take a look at it from the scheduling point. So I went into scheduling, and I made I added a new schedule that was send with delay. And I'm going to click edit to show you how I set it up. So I set it up so that it delays 5 minutes, and it starts this flow right here. Okay, so it delays 5 minutes, and then it's going to start a brand new flow. And on that flow, let's see, it's called scheduled flow for chatbot bootcamp. And then I click save changes and okay. And now let's take a look at the flow that's going to start. So this is the scheduled flow for Chatbot Bootcamp. So I'm going to click flows and I'm going to take a look at what I made. And right there is the scheduled flow for Chatbot Bootcamp. I'm going to click edit to take a look at it. And it says the Builderall Diva says howdy. And then I have my little Builderall Diva image in there. And then I've got the unicorn space in the subtitle. So the only message that they get in this flow is one, and it's the Builderall Diva says howdy, and then and it has my image in there, and that's it. So I've set it up in the inside the bootcamp, or sorry, inside the Team Awesome bot number 2. And if I click that and go inside of it, there's my one flow. And if I click the edit button, I actually add it to the main menu. So that's the only thing I changed inside this chatbot. Is all the way down at the bottom, I added one more box that says subscribe to a special message from Shelly. And then there's a subscribe button. On the subscribe button, when I click that, I added an action that says subscribe to, and then that chatbot scheduling rule. So it's kind of a roundabout way. You have to create the item in the flow. Then you have to go and create the action to it. Then you have to go to scheduling and make sure you make a schedule so that it actually has something going out. And then all three of those combine to actually create the actual scheduled message. So I'm going to click save. And then we're going to go through and actually test it out. So let's go ahead and go to the messenger. And mine actually already sent because I clicked subscription and it actually sent after 5 minutes. And then I had a button at the end of it that said start the TA flow, and that goes back to the main menu. So if I click that, it should start the main menu again, I believe. I can't remember for sure. There it is. And it's thinking about doing it, but it's not doing it. So let's check it out. I'm going to go into that flow. So I'll go into my flows. And that's the flow that went out. So I'm going to edit it. And right here, it says start TA flow. And then it says start another flow and Team Awesome bot flow. So it should start that new flow. I'm not sure why it's not doing it, but that's okay. We will check it out again. And let me start it brand new. Start. There we go. So there's that. I'll click continue. There's the subscribe button that I added onto the main menu. So I'll click subscribe. And I click subscribe. So it says subscription okay. And then in 5 minutes, I should get that message that says the Builderall Diva says howdy. And then I should be able to click that to start the Team Awesome flow again. And so we'll wait 5 minutes for that to show up.
Why did you put 5 minutes, Shelly?
I'm sorry, what?
Why did you put 5 minutes?
I don't know. I should have put 1 minute, right?
Exactly. I know. I don't know. Maybe there was a reason I was not aware of.
No, there is no reason. I was testing this and testing
Okay, it's fine. Let's wait 5 minutes.
Well, you know what? We'll change it. Let me go to scheduling and I'll go to edit and I'll say 1 minute and save changes and okay. So now these changes are saved. And now what I want you guys to do, I'm going to go in here and get my messenger link again. So let me go to Facebook.
Yeah.
Let me see that. Just a second, you guys. Let me get the ME for it. I have to go to Builderall. Team Awesome. And there's my page. Starting to rank now, so that's good. And then I'll go to settings and messenger platform, and we'll get the messenger link. And then I'm going to put it in chat, and I want you guys to go there. And on that main menu, I want you to click the subscribe button on the main menu. And then 1 minute later, you should get that message from me that says howdy from the Builderall Diva. So you guys do that if you would. I'm not going to send you any junk mail. I'm not going to message you every 5 minutes. Every once in a while, though, you may see a message from me that says, hey, Shelly's testing. So do that for me. Give me a thumbs up when you get subscribed, and then a double thumbs up if you get my message in a minute.
Ah, ça marche pas.
I will let you guys do that.
Non. Ah, voilà.
I have taken Arlie to saying voila quite a bit.
Ah, you can hear me. Okay. Voilà.
I have said voila so many times. And also I picked up from London, dodgy. Like that
Dodgy.
sounds a little bit dodgy.
What does
Yeah.
it mean?
I'm
What I mean?
picking up all the places that I visit and taking up the little bitty funny words here and there.
What does it mean, dodgy?
Dodgy, like if you say, ooh, that sounds a little dodgy, that means, ooh, that sounds a little not quite right.
Aha, dodgy.
Mm-hmm. All right, got one thumbs up. Yay. So
now
far,
we're waiting our 1 minute.
Okay, good. Yay, you. And type in on the messenger, type in the word start, S-T-A-R-T. If you remember, we changed that so that you had to type that in to start it.
But it doesn't tell you in there, because I put the link in there and it just came up with the message, but there's nowhere there that it tells me to, you know, type start.
Yeah, if it's your first time going to that area, there is a message that says start. But if you've been there, yeah, but if you've been there already, there isn't.
I've already been in there before. I was still waiting for my bonuses.
It went past all of that, and it said continue, and I did that, and then it said subscribe, and I've done that.
Great.
Twice now.
Yay. So you're like double subscribed.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, because you told us to put start, so I did, and it's like, yeah, been there, done this, and then it just said subscription okay still so far, but it probably started the minute over again because I messed with it.
That's okay. That's okay. Let's see. Davida said these download speaker, easiest way to get my podcast, to go to speaker and search for live without limit or live without limit. And
someone was asking me how to get my podcast.
Oh, you sent that to me privately, so send it published.
Sorry. Meant to make that.
I just thought you were wanting to ask me a question or something, but feel free to share that publicly.
Okay.
All right, Shawana says hers came in twice too. So Shawana, did you subscribe to it twice? No, just once?
And it's supposed to say subscription okay?
Uh-huh, that's what it does when you click the subscription.
That's done, yep.
Yay. See, Shawana's came in twice, but she thinks she only signed up once. Well, that's because, Shawana, you are so special that I decided to tell you howdy twice. I have no idea why you got it twice. It's one of those things, isn't it?
Okay, so it said start TA flow, and I hit that, and nothing's happened yet.
Okay, so I'm not sure why the TA flow is not starting. Well, we'll pretend like it did, but I'm not sure why it's not starting, because you have to have something to send it back to the flow, or you have to leave a message for them to scroll up to go back to the main menu. One of those two things.
Well, I'll tell you if it comes in.
Okay, good, yay. Happy, happy, happy. Anybody else get the, Willie, you got the thumbs up. Did you get a double thumbs up yet? Shawana says everything is happening twice.
Yeah, I've got two start TA flow. I've got two.
I have no idea why. I have no idea why. We probably have something crossed somewhere. Let's see. Davida, Derek said that the link is not working, so check that link for.
Okay, then I need to make sure I got it working right.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, double thumbs up for Arlie. That's good. Did you get it only once, or did you get it twice? Just once. Just once. Okay, good.
At the end, we do have a question, but it's unrelated to ChatBots, so we're going to ask it at the end.
Awesome. That's
But
good.
just
Thank
so
you.
you know. And then yesterday, I never got a chance to ask that question that you said, you know, you went around. Anyway, I want to, okay, everything I do, just let's preface this. Everything I do, I seem to make more difficult than it needs to be. And so the way I think is like outside the box. And so what I wanted to do was subscriptions to different segments within my chatbot. But like if they want vegan recipes versus animal eaters, you know, meat eaters versus, you know, whatever, vegetarian, all separate. So they're only getting the recipes based on that, or they can subscribe to all of them for all I care. Or they only get the information based on that. I can have those different subscriptions and like send them out on a timer and say, if you subscribe to this, and then just send those to those subscribers.
Yes. What you're going to be able to do is once they subscribe, when you set it to subscribe, you're dictating what flow is going to go out.
Right.
So you just create the flow that you want to go out, and Shazam, it goes out.
Okay. And so then in a week or so, if I want to do more things to those subscription lists, I just make a new flow and program that to go out.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Thank you.
Yep, yep. And you've got the option on the subscription capability. Let me share my screen again. We'll go to ChatBot, and let me go to scheduling, and we'll edit this one. And you've got the option. Oh, no, let me try again. Edit. No, I have to go to a new one. So let me go to a new one. So I'll add a new scheduling rule. And you have to select the rule right when you set it up. So you can send on a specific date. You can send with a delay, which is what I did here. I delayed it 5 minutes, and then we changed it to 1 minute. You can have an event reminder. So you can decide if you're going to send it for an event, or you can repeat every number of days. So this one is something that maybe I would use if I was going to send a message on unsubscribe. So maybe every 7 days, I would resend a message that says, oh, by the way, if you want to unsubscribe, you can just click this button and you can choose to unsubscribe. So you have quite a bit of neat stuff that you can do in here. And then of course, these scheduling rules, I create the rule here. It's not connected to anything. This rule is not connected to anything. Where I have to connect it is when I go into the flow. When I go into the flow, I can go to any one of these flows, click edit, any button. If I click right here on the button, I can, right here on the action, I can click subscribe or unsubscribe. And obviously I'd want to subscribe them to whatever subscription thing I just said to do. Does that make sense, you guys? Let me go back over it again because that didn't even make sense to me. So let me go scheduling. And so I'm going to create what I want to create first. I'm going to make my scheduling rule first. So I'm going to add a new scheduling rule. I'm going to name it. So Shelly's scheduling rule. And I'm going to choose repeat every X days. We haven't looked at that one. So I'm going to do submit. And now I'm going to choose a start date. So I'll start it today at 11. Sounds good to me. And the interval is however many hours, minutes, or days. So I'm going to click days, and I'll do every 7 days. And then the flow to send is that unsubscribe flow, and then save changes. And now anybody that is subscribed to this rule, every 7 days, they'll get a reminder that they can subscribe if they can unsubscribe if they want to. Okay.
So it's okay that it doesn't show a start date?
Well, I chose one. Let's see if it'll show it.
I know you did, but maybe it was in the past. Is it after 11 there?
It's like 11. It's 12:30 here.
You gotta click on
There we
11.
go.
There. I think it's because you chose a time in the past.
Yeah. So I didn't even notice that it didn't fill it out. So yeah, this one, the way it's going to work is when they subscribe to this, they're going to, every 7 days, they'll get this flow, the unsubscribe flow. So that's a way to consistently send out that they can actually unsubscribe if they want to. I can do another one. Let's do another one because it's really fun.
Shelly, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Why would you use a flow to send every 7 days?
My thoughts are that if you want to offer that unsubscribe, but you don't necessarily want it to be in a flow where every time they go through the flow they see it, then you can just have them a part of this subscription, and they'll actually get it every 7 days. So no matter what, every 7 days they'll get a flow sent to them that says, oh, by the way, if you'd like to unsubscribe, just click the unsubscribe button or type in the word unsubscribe anytime, however you want to do it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, it makes sense, but I don't see the purpose of doing that.
Maybe, Ariel, I can say to you, I get a lot of, I click on a lot of chat box, more so now because we're doing them. And if you continually get a chat box that's telling you all about why you should have this and, telling you all about what they have, when you don't have the option to unsubscribe, it feels like it's a bit pressured. Mm-hmm. So if you get a little thing there to say you can unsubscribe, say every 7 days or whenever you get it, I don't feel like I want to unsubscribe. I get the choice and then I don't do it. But if I don't get the choice, I always think, how the hell can I get out of this thing? It just keeps going.
That's true. And I've done the same thing. I'm a member of a chatbot that I actually get quite a few messages from.
Yeah.
Randomly, every once in a while, I'll get a message. If you ever want to
That's so true.
Here's how you do it. And I never unsubscribe. I'm like, no, I don't want to unsubscribe.
You're right. Okay, now I get it. Yes,
I think that's good to have it separate, though, like Shelley's saying, rather than having it included.
Since I'm in support, I'm receiving so many messages you can imagine that I haven't, just because they asked me to test it. And now I'm feeling like I have to have all those messages, which I don't even understand what they are talking about. Mm-hmm. I get it.
Yep. Yeah, all right. So what I've done is I've selected this scheduling rule to go out on a specific date. So I chose today at 13:25, which is what, 2:25, and the flow to send is the unsubscribe. So I'll click save, and so I set that flow up. It's not, that schedule up. It's not attached to anything, but it's set up. And then I can create another one. Let's add a rule, and this one we'll choose an event reminder. So we'll name it event reminder, and click submit. And now I click the event date and the event time. Event date, event time. There we go. So I've got the date and the time, and then the delay and flow to send. So I'm going to add a new reminder, and it says send before or send after. So I've got this event that's happening on this date. And do I need to send a reminder beforehand? So maybe I do. So maybe 30 minutes before, I'll send testing delete. Sounds fine. So I'll add that rule. So now I can send another one. So I'm going to add and maybe send before. And this one is 5 minutes before. And I can add testing delete. So I can add that one. And I'm going to add another reminder. This one is after, and I'll send this, I don't know, 60 minutes after, and or I could go 1 hour after, same thing. And 1 hour after, I could send them another flow and submit. So that way I'm hitting them 30 minutes before by messenger, then 5 minutes before, and then 1 hour after I can send them a message as well. And I can choose a different flow for each one of these. So, and let me get the time in there again, because it looks like I lost my time. Oh, did it take it? There we go. So I took it, and then I click save changes and okay. And now I've got the event date, and I've got reminders that are going to go out to everybody. And now all I have to do is connect it to a button so that they can actually subscribe to that and get reminders. And the way I might do that on my chatbot is click the button that says subscribe to get reminders about the webinar coming up. And then if they click subscribe, they'll get a reminder 30 minutes before, and then 5 minutes before, and then an hour after. I might send them a different flow that says, hey, the event's over, but here's where you can get the replay. So it will keep them on track for the event coming up. So that's actually a really cool feature. And all I have to do to get that ball rolling is connect that schedule to a button so they can subscribe to it. And that's it. So it is actually really, really cool. I like that one. Any questions about the scheduling? Do you guys
so
see?
Shelley, you can put all that in there and not have a date in it. And then when you have the date, you put your date in and connect it up.
Yeah, it for some reason it erased my date, even though I had a date and time that was after what is right now.
No, but what I'm saying is, if we set all this up, but we don't have a webinar to put in yet, does it stay there until we actually connect it with the button?
Oh yeah, it won't go anywhere or do anything
until you put the button.
Yeah, because it's not connected to a button.
Okay, connected to the button. Okay, thanks.
Yep. Okay. Absolutely. And Shawana says, nothing happening for me. What, Shawana, what was it the TA flow thing? Yeah, I was having problems with that one too. So I'm not real sure why it's not sending, but it may, I don't know why. I have no idea why it's not sending. So that would be one that I would have to just kind of sit and focus and go through every one of the steps and figure out why. And that's probably one of the hardest things that you guys are going to see happen once you start putting the chatbot together is why is this flinging thing not working? So I'm going to show you a trick that you can do to actually test one section and only one section. Okay, because once you get started, you're going to have many, many different sections going on. And you're not going to want to do start and then start from the beginning and then go through the flow and blah. You're just trying to test one specific place, right? And this is something that happens when you do programming. We do in programming, we set up triggers so that certain triggers happen when certain things in the program happens. And if those triggers happen, we know that area is working. If the triggers don't happen, then we know that area is having problems. So what we're going to do is we're going to set something up so we can go to a specific section of our chatbot and do testing. No matter where it is in the chatbot, we can do something special to activate that section and test and build. So let me show you how to do that. Because your chatbots can get mighty big, and all that is going to automation. And if I go to automation, I'm going to choose Build Raw Team Awesome. That's the page I want to automate. I'm going to go to reply rules. And then right here, I'm going to create a new rule, and it's going to be consists, and I'm going to type in the word test. And I'm going to start a flow, and now I can start any one of these flows that I want to right here. Any one of these flows right here. So I'll start with, well, wait a minute. Let me do start flow other. Let me see what other is. Nope. So start flow. So I'll start the Team Awesome flow, and then I'll click submit. And so what I'm going to do with this one is this one, when I type in test, starts the Team Awesome flow. This is another thing that matches the way I like to build the chatbots, and that is by flow instead of by steps in the line, because I can actually start any flow that I want to, but I can't start a step that I want to. So if I go in, and if you remember on the first Team Awesome that we built, it was all separated out by flows. So I could have chosen a specific flow that I wanted to work with and then tested only that flow by using the word test to trigger it. So that's how I would set it up, is by separate flows, and then be able to test those flows by doing the reply message and setting up a start to be able to start that flow and only work in that flow. And then if I got that flow set up and I was done working in that and it's working correctly, then I can just change that test to start a different flow and start working in that flow and testing I don't have to build a new reply rule. I can actually just change what flow it opens and then type test again, and it will open the different flow that I'm working on. Does that make sense? You guys all with me? So that's how you would go in and start a specific area that you're working in, but that is not really good for working in the steps. It's good for working in flows. So there's so many kind of tricky things in this chatbot. If you remember, if we want to use the interactive builder, we have to build everything in the same flow by using steps, right? If we want to be able to use something like the reply rules to be able to test as you go, then you have to build everything in individual flows with those flows connected. So it's really up to you how you want to build it. If you build it with individual flows instead of using one flow in steps, then all of those flows, you have a hard time transferring that chatbot to someone because you can't transfer all the flows. So there's just little bitty things here and there that make it hard to decide how you want to build it. You want to build it all with steps and be able to transfer it to somebody, or do you want to build it all in flows and maybe have a little bit more control over how you're testing and how you're building? Tricky, right? Yeah, it is very, very tricky.
But my point is, when you put the rule, as you showed us, to start the flow as a test, what is the difference between what we've done earlier about the consist of? Is the same? It's
the exact same. Yeah, that's exactly it. When we did the consist of and we put the word start in there, that was strictly for us to get started on the chatbot, right? That was for us to start the chatbot. And that first message that they get when they're new is type in start to get started, right? So they're prompted to type start in so they can get started. The test reply rule, you can apply that to any flow so that you can test just that flow. And what you'll find out is when you're building a great big chatbot, you don't want to go all the way through the flow to get to the area that you're trying to test.
Yeah, okay, I get it.
You see? Just imagine that builder all lead generation one and wanting to go to the end of that. But before you can get to the end of it, you got to go through all of it to be able to get to the end, just to test to see if the one thing you changed works.
Yeah, that's so true.
Right. And
wow.
Yeah, so it's really.
And then there is a button you showed us. It was like unsubscribe from this consist button. Is it another option that you can set?
Yeah, that's another one. When you do unsubscribe, you can pull up a, let's take a look at it. Hold on. Let me go to share. And we'll go into flows. And we'll just go into this unsubscribe flow. And right here, we can do a button and choose the action of unsubscribe.
Right, that's an action. I have to remember that. It's an action.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And I've got that. If you need to print that out, I have that on the day 3, maybe.
And they will appear in some part of this left part where we can see that the person have opt out. Somewhere we can have a look on.
You know, I don't know. I think, let's see, on page subscribers.
As we can see, as the people subscribe, we might have a view of who.
I'm going to look at page subscribers really quick for Team Awesome. And we've got subscribers. So Judy, not that I don't like you, but you can always subscribe again. Can you do me a favor and go to that page and type in the word unsubscribe? Because I think we have that in automation. Let me check. I'll make sure I didn't delete it. Reply rules and unsubscribe. So we'll start the flow of unsubscribe. So see if you can type in the word unsubscribe, get that flow, and then unsubscribe for me, and then I'll see if your name is deleted from my list. So let me know when you're done, and then we'll check it again.
Yep, it's done.
Okay, great. Not great, but let's all right, so here's Team Awesome. And we'll check. Judy, you're still there. Subscribe. Oh, no subscriptions for this group. So you have no subscriptions.
What does it mean?
You do have a tag. That means she's not subscribed to anything right now. But
Is that useful to know that?
If I change that, let's change it. So I'm going to go to flows. And I'll go to that unsubscribe flow. And I'm going to change this button to do it as subscribe. And scheduling rule. Oh, I don't know. Let's see if she can do Chatbot Bootcamp flow and save. And let's see if it shows her being able to do that. So save changes. And Judy, can you jump in again and do unsubscribe? And this time it should add you to at least one of the flows. And we'll see what that shows up like on our page subscribers. So let me know when it's like, what's gonna happen?
Yeah. She tried to speak, but she's muted.
Yep. Were you able to get it?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that said, I clicked unsubscribe and it said, here goes text of your post.
Okay.
And then I clicked on unsubscribe and then it said subscription okay.
Okay, so let's check and see what it did. So I'm gonna share here and page subscribers and we'll refresh. And let's see if we can find Judy. So I don't know if that's Judy or not.
No, Judy left.
No, Judy left. Judy left.
Where is she?
Oh, I'm in the wrong group. That's why.
Ah, that's why.
Fix to be traumatized.
Well.
Let's see. There we go. And it still says no subscriptions for this group. Opt-in, grow, direct. So I'm not sure
that's
where
really
it's
nice.
going to go. Yeah,
it's not a very, very nice flow. Not very welcoming flow.
I'm agreeing with you very much. Yeah, I'm not sure where it's going to throw that in if you subscribe like to a specific scheduled subscribe. Because right now Judy is not showing us subscribed at all, even though she even interacted again.
But she's still in the list.
The page. Did you refresh the page?
I did, but I'll try again because I definitely want to get it right.
But it's funny because she's still in the list.
Yep.
Can't get rid of me that easy, girl.
I know, right? So no subscriptions at all. So let's see what
happened?
How about Shawana? Let's see what Shawana is. I'm gonna click her, and it says no subscriptions for her either. So I'm not sure what is happening. So I'll have to do some more research. The subscriptions are actually just kind of confusing me. So I'm going to go to broadcast, and instead of doing a scheduling rule, I'm just going to create a new broadcast. So we're going to do that here. And the broadcast name is Testing for Shelly. And we'll do it to the Team Awesome People and submit. So now we've got a flow, right? We've got a flow we can start here. So I'm going to add a message. And we'll go, Shelly is testing a flow in broadcast. And then we'll put our unicorn space right here.
Yeah, I love it.
And then we'll do a picture. Yeah, I love that unicorn space too. That's pretty cool. And then there's
I didn't find yet in Mac, this unicorn space. I'm looking for that.
And then I'm going to take out this button, no buttons. And we'll choose save one more time just to make sure. And then it's ready to go. So I'm going to click broadcast. And let's see if you guys get it. We're going to send it to everybody. It's going to be a regular notification. And I'm going to click send now. And it's thinking about it. So we'll see if it goes out. Alrighty. And there's Member Bites and Batesville Bistro. Oh, now we're loading the other ones. Hot Seat, Team Awesome. So testing for Shelly, 0 messages sent.
That's
and
awesome.
Duplicator trash. Yeah, 0 is not too good. And then let's refresh.
Oh yeah, I got it. I got
Get
it.
it? Good deal.
Shelley's testing a flow in
Me
broadcast.
too, I have it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yay. So you guys are actually technically all subscribed to the chatbot, but for scheduling, it didn't somehow catch you, Judy, on the subscribing for the actual scheduling that I wanted to send out.
This
So-
is so weird.
Yeah, so I think there's still some stuff that I have to really go through and test well to make sure that is working or not working. So I got it too. See, Shelley is testing a new flow or testing a flow in broadcast.
Testing and testing.
Hopefully you guys actually got the message.
Yes, I got it in a message.
Good. So I think what's happening is you're all subscribed to the chat bot so I can broadcast to you. But if I set up anything for scheduling, you have to subscribe specifically to that to be able to get a scheduled broadcast. That's what it looks like. Does that make sense?
Wait.
Yes? No, maybe somebody said wait. So.
Oui.
Oh, oui. Okay. So that.
Yeah, on Sunday, my English is really lazy.
That's okay. I'm going to be French one day. You're going to hear me just
I'm sorry.
all kinds of French words. And you're going to be like, wow, Shelley, that's incredible what you've learned.
Yeah, I'm a bit sleepy, as you can see. So I'm sorry, my English is a bit.
That's okay. That's okay.
You need some rest.
So that's what I think is happening is we can broadcast to anybody that comes into your chatbot and activates. And activating is they're participating in your chatbot. So they engage at all. They're going to get activated so you can send a broadcast message out to them, which is subscription messaging. You have to be approved to be able to do that.
Broadcast message is like a broadcast email.
It is like a broadcast email. Yep.
Ah, d'accord.
Yep.
Okay.
And then we've got the scheduled messages. And for those scheduled messages, we have to specifically subscribe to them. So we may be able to set up a schedule. Judy, I think you were talking about recipes. What you could do in my mind is you could actually set up a scheduled bot to go out maybe once a week. And you can set it to go to a different flow each week. So today, set it to go to flow 1. And then after it's shipped out to go on that specific day, then you change it to go to flow 2. So it'll ship out again a week later, but you've actually changed the recipe to go to a different flow. So each week you can change it up and it will send out a different recipe because you connected it to a different flow. That's
for you, Karen.
Sorry, did I mess up? I thought it was Judy, but here I am.
We know.
That's
Sorry about that, you guys.
I'm forgettable. It's okay.
You're not forgettable.
Oh, no.
No, not at all.
Okay. So like if I want to set up a flow where I'm announcing when my radio show goes live, I could do that on fan page, and I can do that through the chat bot.
Yeah, you could actually do that by the chat bot. Yep, absolutely. So yes, anybody that's engaged with your chat bot, you can send out a broadcast message to them. Anybody that's subscribed to a specific scheduled setup, you can actually send that out through a scheduled setup. So there's actually several ways you can.
So can you use a broadcast when you're first starting off to ask people, would they like to receive information?
Yeah.
And the broadcast would go to everybody that's in your messages.
Mm-hmm.
So you could actually start your chat box with that.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yep. Sure can. Yeah, this one I'll have to play with some more to actually get you guys some really good information on how to use it effectively. Again, what you guys learned in this class over the last 7 days, just get ready because it's going to change. They're constantly changing the chatbot and constantly switching it up a little bit. So what you thought you knew today, you don't quite know tomorrow. You have to play with it again to actually understand what they changed and why they changed it. But that's okay because we'll be putting some official training pretty soon out for it because there's some that is, definite, like how to get the subscription messaging. I've actually already got a video on how to do that. I believe I put that video in the resources in the bootcamp area. And then how to set up your chatbot. That's going to be pretty much the same for now. So we can do training on exactly how to do that. Anybody that has the 4990 account, you can go into the Builderall community area, and Wasili set up a training there that you can go through and find out more about chatbots there. And it's pretty much a straight shot through exactly what all these things are and how to use them. So that is definitely available. And then you can go on to YouTube and find out more in general about the value of chatbots and how you can use them. If you type in just the word chatbots, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos, and you can find out how other people are using chatbots and get some really good ideas on what you can set up. And the challenge is to figure out how to take what they're doing and do the Builderall chatbot that way. It doesn't have every single thing that ManyChat has or ChatFuel has, but it's still really effective as a chatbot. It's just only limited right now to what you can imagine you can do with what we have at this moment. We can't pull the data out yet. That's one of the biggest things that ManyChat and ChatFuel does, is you can pull that data out and send it to Zapier and then kind of do whatever you want with that data after that. But right now we can't pull data out. So everything's kind of enclosed in that chatbot while you are collecting information or sending them information or sending them messages. It's kind of all enclosed in that chatbot. You're not going to be able to pull it out yet. But that is something that they've talked about in the future, is being able to pull out data and use something like Zapier to pull it out, so that you can do anything you want. So the end goal of that is to do something like, please enter your name. And so you type in your name. And then you enter, please enter your email, and you type in your email. And that data would be able to be pulled out and put into Zapier, and then from Zapier sent into MailingBoss. Right now we can't do that. That's not a capability we have yet, but that's the goal, is to get that capability so we can send them into MailingBoss and actually have them as a lead right through our chatbot. So that's hopefully coming really soon. Okay. Hopefully. That's
so Shelley, where did you say the chatbot example was for Wasili, did you say?
Yes, if you go, let me take you in there so you can see it. I'm going to share my screen. And I'll go to, oh, hello, I just made some money. Let's all get really excited about that. All right, so right here in Builderall Business, if you scroll down, there's a link called Business Community. And if you click that, it takes you to a bunch of different courses that have been made by leaders in Builderall. And all of these courses are free. So if you just kind of scroll down and take a look, I think it's on the second page maybe. Oh, I think I might have passed it actually. Let me scroll down here. There it is right there. The Builderall Chatbot Mastery course. All you do is click go to course, and you can actually go right to that course and start taking it. And it goes through step by step each one of the tools that is on the chatbot right here. And it talks about what they are and what they do. And it's great. We did a great job putting it together, and it is really, really straightforward. It's like Zoom. Here you go. Click this, do this, do that, and that sets it up. So it's a really good one. Yep.
Good one. Yeah, follow it.
It is a very good one. And
can
Derek,
I ask you another question?
I just saw Davita's podcast training. Good job. So Derek says, good job for Davita's podcast training. Aurelie, question.
Yeah, sorry, I have many questions coming out of my mind.
Okay.
For some reason, as you told me, I'm waiting to be approved by Facebook, but for some reason, I have been able to have some subscribers.
You can see if you can send a message to them.
Yes, I did by mistake. I was testing my bot, and I saw that's the way I knew finally that. So I realized by making some tests that I was not the only one testing.
That's funny.
Because
you haven't been approved yet.
No, I haven't been approved, that's for sure.
So maybe it is that you can send a broadcast message out, but you can't send a subscription message out, maybe.
What's the difference?
The scheduled message.
The scheduled message.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had to send I was testing my flow, you know, and
Yeah.
I realized all of a sudden there were people registering this page, subscribers.
This
so,
one,
yeah.
I see right here. I'm approved for member bites to send, and Batesville Bistro. I don't have permission. So
that's why you can see that.
Yep, I don't have the subscription messaging for that. And then Hot Seat, I don't have permission. But Builder All Team Awesome, I have approved. So it tells me if I'm approved or not right.
Yeah, but then why he's sending messages then if I'm not approved?
I have that one stumps me, because I thought the subscription messaging was specifically for broadcast messages.
Okay. So
Shelly, if the if the Facebook page has just been opened, do you believe you can be approved anyway?
Yeah, I had mine approved the day. I mean, I sent it in that day, and the very next morning I got my first rejection, and then I got my second rejection like a few hours later, and then I got approved a few hours after that. So yeah, it was only one day old when I got approved.
Well, I was approved within 12 hours.
That's good. That's good. They tell you that it's going to take up to 5 days, business days. And the first time that I did it, it did take all of 5 business days. I did it like on a Monday, and by Friday I was approved. So it took a really long time. But I think Facebook must have done something to streamline the system better, because like I said, this time I created the Facebook page, I applied, and the next morning I was rejected. So I resubmitted right away. I was rejected again a few hours later, resubmitted right away, and then was approved a few hours later. So it was all within 24 hours that I got it approved.
That's weird.
Mm-hmm. It is weird. So I don't know, you guys. Just keep trying. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah. So I have subscribers.
Let's talk about what all we talked about in the chatbot, because we've covered actually a lot in these last 7 days. So I want to go back over these items so that you know. First of all, the home area takes you all the way back to the home page, where it shows you if you're logged into Facebook or not. Let me kind of move this box out of the way. So it shows you if you're logged into Facebook or not. Whatever account you're logged into, that's the account that you can connect the pages and actually connect the chatbots. And we've already talked about the fact that you have to be an admin of somebody else's chatbot if you want to pull that one into your account. So you have to have at least admin privileges to be able to do that. So this is where everything starts. And then here I go to pages, and this shows me all the pages that I have connected, and I can add a new page if I want to. And from here, if a chatbot is not working, we've talked about the fact that you need to click that refresh button right there as a first line of defense. Actually, the first thing you do is make sure you're logged into Facebook. That's number one. If you're not logged in, you're guaranteed not to work. So make sure you're logged in. And then the next one is click the little refresh button right on where your chatbot is, and see if it works there. Then if it doesn't work, then there's something else going on beyond that, because you're logged in and you're refreshed. So it may be whitelist domains is not set up right, or your chatbot is not set up right to actually activate the chatbot. So that's in the pages area. On the post to answer, this is for the Facebook auto answer tool. And you can see that I've got one message set to auto answer here. It's on my member bites page. And if anybody answers this, they reply to this post, they comment on this post, they'll get an automated answer from me that shows up in Messenger. So I've got one of those set up on this account. Then I've got page subscribers, and all I do is click the down button and choose the page. And for Team Awesome, I've got several that are subscribed. And those of you that are subscribed, if I send out a broadcast message, you will get it. And plus I have one tag here too. Apparently somewhere I have a tag where your tag that you get bonuses, which is really cool. The next one is user groups. This is where I can set up groups and put people in it to actually send messages out to only that group when I send out my broadcast message. So I can create a new group, and I can select the page that it's a part of. So maybe BTA group. Let me spell it right. And click submit. And now I have a new group in here. If I click the I button, I can actually see that there's nobody in there. But I can set up where they can be added into a group by going into those buttons. And we'll take a look at that in a few minutes. The next thing I have is growth tools. And in growth tools, those are the neat tools that I can use to get more subscribers. So I have the ability to create a bar across the top, a pop-up, or a landing page. And on each one of those items, the bar, the pop-up, or the landing page, it's going to have a button that will take them to my chatbot and add them as a user, a page subscriber, so they can start getting messages. And I can do that on any one of my connected pages. And that bar, pop-up, or landing page, you're going to get a code for it, and you'll add that code for the bar or the pop-up to your existing website, or you'll get a URL for the landing page, and you can use that URL to send people to. So those three things you can do with the growth tools. Broadcasting, this is where you decide if you want to send a message out.
Hello.
There we go. There we go. I think I got it. All right, so let me get Elmar in. There we go. So the broadcasting, we set up the broadcast message. I'm going to click edit on this one. You can set it up for a specific flow that you create here. And if you want buttons, you've got buttons here that you can create. And the action, you can do call the phone, go to step, start another flow, subscribe, unsubscribe. And then you can also set up tags as well. So lots of stuff that you can do when you are sending a broadcast message. You can set up an entire flow for that broadcast message for them to go through. So it's actually pretty cool. Or you can just make it simple like I did for that one, and it just had howdy from Shelly with the picture on it. So from beginning to end, you can decide what you want to do in your broadcast message. For flows themselves, again, you can have folders, and you can put a flow inside of a folder. And that's what I did with the Team Awesome Bot, that first one. The first one I built using flows, and I did that to separate them out. Yeah, I did that to separate them out so I could, in my mind, see them better. And to me, I had more control over it because I actually don't use the interactive one very much at all. This one to me is actually easier. Now, is it easier to share it? No, because if I share it with anybody, I have to send them all the pieces of that chat bot, and I don't know if they're even going to be connected once the person gets them, because they would have to go in and check all of that. So it's not efficient if you're wanting to share it, but to me it's efficient building it because I have a little bit more control over the flows and what happens to them and breaking them up. And then if I only want to change affiliate information, I don't have to try to find all the flows associated with affiliate information. I just go into that flow, and I can set it up and change it and do whatever I want in that flow. And then I know going into the flow is okay, and coming out of the flow is okay because I only change stuff inside that flow. Does that make sense, you guys? I feel like I have more control with it that way. Because like I said, if I want to change the affiliate information, I know coming into the flow that everything is okay. I know going out of the flow is okay. So everything in the affiliate information I can change, and it won't affect anything outside of that flow at all. When you've got them all in the same steps, it is so confusing. It is like super duper confusing, especially if you're changing several things and then all of a sudden your chatbot doesn't work. You've got to chase down why it's not working. And it's really, really difficult. Whereas when I put it in a separate flow, if it's not working, I know the exact flow where it's not working, right? Does that make sense? Also, I can do that test. Remember that reply rule. Now I can do a test and set it to a flow and only test that flow. And then change it and only test that flow, and change it and only test that flow. Then when I'm done with that flow, I can change that test rule to go to a different flow and test that different flow. Whereas if I did everything in one flow, I can only test that one flow. It won't allow me to go to like a step. Does that make sense?
So you're recommending that we create a flow, as many flows as we need, put it all in a folder, and that's for that flow. And then if we need to change anything, we can change, go into whichever section we need to make the changes, and it won't affect the others.
Correct. That's how I build it. Because again,
that makes sense.
I just don't like them all in that straight down step. When I was editing the Builder All lead flow, the lead generation flow, and I was kind of playing in there with it, I just got lost as a goose trying to find all of the steps. And okay, does this step, it's all the way connected down here to this step, and there's 5 steps in between. And so I'm like, okay, so I got to go here to here. And even though the interactive flow shows it's connected, remember I showed you guys that when you hit the scroll button, it's actually real easy to just click and delete the whole line. So you're like, oh crap, I deleted it. So I'm not having any fun with the interactive flow builder, except that it's a great picture when you're done. It's a great image when you're done. But for me, it's easier to pull them out and put them in separate flows, even though you can't see them in the interactive builder. To me, you can still see it better, and you've got little bubbles you can edit rather than trying to do the whole thing at once. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Dave's got a question in there too.
Please try both. Try building it with the folders. The folders and the flows, and then try building it in one flow with the steps. And you'll find out the bigger the chatbot, the more challenging it is when it's all in the same flow. If it's a small chatbot, it's going to be real easy in one flow. But if it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, then it will be really difficult for you to edit for sure, even if you've drawn it out, because you can't change the order of the steps. So if you've got 15 steps and it's all working fabulous, but then you think, oh, wait, I'm going to put one more step in there that's really important. I want to add this to the bot. It ends up going at the bottom of the list, even though it may fit in between these 2 steps. And it's because we can't change the order. It has to go at the bottom. So you have to put it at the bottom and then remember that, oh yeah, these 2 steps, there's a step all the way down here that's in between them. And it gets really, really discombobulating. Does that make sense, you guys? So try it both ways. You will figure out which way you like the best. And it doesn't hurt my feelings one way or another. The other good thing is that if you build it using folders, right? And then you want to rebuild it using steps. To me, it's actually easy to pull it over after you've done it with the flows, with the individual flows. It starts to make more sense when you put it together as one flow and a bunch of steps. And then you've already built it, so you know the order of everything and the way it's supposed to be. So if you just have to rebuild it so you can give it to somebody, you can actually do that. Okay, Karen.
Can we, when you build it out as separate flows, or folders, are you able to put them in the order that you want them? Where I know you can't when they're all one. Like you said, it comes in at the bottom. But
you still can't reorder them.
You still can't. Okay, so it's going to be first build, first in there.
Yeah, let me share my screen and I'll show you. When we go to the here's all the flows that I put together. These are individual flows. And there's no way for me to move one up or move one down. I can't change those numbers, and it looks like it puts it in the order of the numbers. So I can't really change the order of this either, but I feel like I have more control over it because, again, if I edit the new member stuff, I know this is a flow all by itself. There's not everything I need in new members is in new members. So it's a separate flow. Going into new members is not in there, and coming out of new members is at the end of that. So I know it's the beginning and the end is taken care of. So anything I change in between is not going to affect any of the other flows, right? But if I go into, let me go into another one. We'll go into the Builder All lead generation chatbot. Here, it's harder to see where everything's connected, even though we've got the interactive flow. If I click menu, here's my boxes, right? And it shows me my boxes. And I can see that it's online presence, leverage email list, and recurring income. So online presence, leverage email lists, and recurring income. Now let's say that I wanted to add another one in there. So I add another button, but I'd have to have another step. And because I can't reorder the steps, it would go down to the bottom here. So I'd have to kind of think about it and say, okay, where is everything that is associated with this? And I could go to the interactive flow and look at the lines and see. But when it's all just down, 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 down like that, it gets really, really, really confusing for me. I don't know. You guys try it. I'm still in the process of building really big chatbots now. So I may come to you later and go, don't do the individual flows, do the steps, and it'll work better. But right now I see it better in the individual flows. I seem to see it better, even if it's something that I have to add later. I know it's a bubble, and in that bubble, I can make any changes, and it doesn't affect all the other one of my bubbles. So that's probably my biggest thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, Shelley, do you know that page that you had all the little boxes and the lines that were connecting the boxes to each other, like the
this one?
Yeah, that one there. If you put that on a page in your website, can you move those boxes then?
What do you mean?
Well, they're all scrunched up where they are now. If I was to put that on a page in my website, could I move them around like we do in the others when we're building things in the canvas? You know how you have all the little boxes and you move them around on the page?
Well, it would be an image. You'd have to take a screenshot.
Oh, so it's just an image.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
okay.
an image. You do have the ability to move them here. I can click and drag and move them here. So when I drag it out away from all of the other things, I can see the individual lines.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I didn't realize you could do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I can click and drag it around. But again, I'm so leery of this because I'm not a happy clicker, but I still ended up deleting lines as I was working. In fact, this may be the exact one that I deleted some lines, and I'm like, crappy dappy do. I don't even know how to get the lines back. Okay. They like show that they're there when you go to the box and actually look at the box. It looks like the line's there, but then you go back and it's not there. So I'm like, am I really connected or am I not? I get so frustrated with this view and the scrolling. I do scroll a lot because I want to go down the page to look at these and then back up the page. And I have to remember to go outside of that view, that box right there. I have to go outside of that to be able to scroll up and down. If I'm in the box, it's going to make it bigger or smaller. And then I have to redo it and recenter it and all that good stuff. So I haven't had a lot of luck working with this one. If I work with this one, I work with strictly the steps. And then I go into the classic flow builder and build it from there. So if I use this method, which I have, I just do it right here in the classic view. And again, this is a lot like each of these steps are a lot like an individual flow. So if you build it, I mean, this is like a bubble, like a flow, and this is like a bubble, like a flow, and this is like a bubble, like a flow. So it's not necessarily that far different from doing the flows individually. It's just for some reason, I see it better as individual flows instead of steps. Because I don't know why this one's.
So what you're going to share with us?
So you can go into your steps and you can create the kind of what you want to do with it before you actually put it together. Yeah,
absolutely. You can create each step, and you don't necessarily have to put anything in there to have the step. And then you can go in later and put all your links and stuff in there. And in fact, that's what I did with the flow that I did for the Team Awesome Bot 2. I actually went in there and then went into the flow and then created all the steps with absolutely nothing in it. I didn't name them or anything. It said first step, second step, third step, fourth step, fifth step. And then I went in there and renamed this one introduction to remind me that that's the introduction step. And so everything in there is going to be that little bitty section that shows up first. And then the next one is main menu, which is just like the main menu flow that I have. If you take a look at all of these steps, they're the same steps as what I had as flows in the other bot, right? So these are kind of individual bubbles, but for some reason to me, it's not clicking and I'm not able to work with it as easily as I can with, like, imagine them coming out and then coming back in and coming out and coming back in. But it's actually the same thing. It's actually the exact same thing. This is just like the main menu flow that I have in the other bot. Let me go back, take a look at it first. So this main menu flow has please choose from the following, and it has new members, affiliate, team resources, and then subscribe. And the subscribe may not be there, but the new members, affiliate, and team resources. And if I go into the other bot, which was built with flows, so that was the first one, click that one. There's the flow, which is the main menu right there. That's the exact same thing. I just put it as a separate flow. That's all I did. But for me, I'm going to be building Mama Jamma flows, big flows. And I want the ability to test a certain area. I can't do that unless I create something special with, remember the reply rule. I can set up that reply rule and test anywhere I want to if I'm putting them in flows, individual flows. If I keep them in the steps, the only way I can get in to check the steps is if I do like a button that goes to a flow. So I start the flow by creating a button and then assign the button to the flow. And that allows me to skip everything and go. Right? So it just really depends on what you're more comfortable with. Again, you're not going to hurt my feelings at all, no matter what method you choose. But right now, my brain is more towards the flows because I feel like I have more control over them. Right? Even without that interactive flow builder, I still feel like I have more control over them. Okay. Let's see. Derek says, is there a possibility that we can extract a step from a flow and turn it into a new flow, or vice versa? I don't think that you have the ability to take a step and turn it into a flow. I don't think we have that ability at all. I think if it's a step, it's a step, and if it's a flow, it's a flow. I have not seen the ability to pull that out for anything. Karen, you got a question?
That one, the one huge one that you showed for the leads, is that the one you were going to share with us? You said you were going to share one with us.
Yeah, I'm going to show you today how to pull that in.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. Any other questions, you guys?
We still have that one, but it's not about this, so it's going to be at the very, very end.
Okay, that's fabulous. Let me show you, since that's come up right now, we'll just go ahead and show how to import that builder all lead generation flow. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And right here in the flow area, you've got the ability to create a new flow, import a new flow, or bring in a public flow. So I'm just going to go ahead and create a folder. And you don't have to create a folder, but I'm starting to separate out my flows so that they're in their own folders. And I don't have a crazy list of flows where I'm like, wait, what chatbot does that belong to? So I'm creating folders now to organize everything better. So we're going to call this the import flow folder. And I'll click submit. So now I've got a new folder. It's called import flow. I'm going to click that. And there's nothing in there. And now I'm going to go to import public flow. And this is where there's public flows available and you can import any one of them. So when I click it, it's got 3 possible flows. It's got the Builderall Facebook chatbot that's in Portuguese. Then it's got 2 other flows, team onboarding and Builderall lead generation. I think the lead generation one was the first one that was built. And this team onboarding is the second one that applies to the new rules on not promoting the business opportunity of Builderall. So all I do is click on that and select it. And it gives a short description that talks about this flow. And it was created by Wasili. And once you say, yep, that's the exact one I want, you just click import flow. And it brought the whole thing in. And now it's actually in my account. And I'm just going to click the edit button. And you can see that there's the steps that he's got right there. And if you click onboarding, it's got a little bit of information there. And then team resources, it's got some resources there. and contact information. It's got some resources there. So this is actually a lot shorter than the other chatbot that he's got in there. And again, I can actually disconnect my current chatbot that I have on Team Awesome and reconnect this one so we can actually see it working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to automation, and I'm going to go to Team Awesome, and I'm going to go to reply rules. And right here, I've got unsubscribe, start, and test. And I'm just going to delete the last two, the start and test. And I'm going to create a new rule. And on this one, if we have the word start in there, I want to start that that onboarding right there. That's the one I want it to start. So I'm going to click that, and then I'm going to click submit. And now that's all set up and ready to go. If I actually go to my chatbot, that should be the one that shows up. So let's go ahead and try it. So I'm going to click start, and we'll see what pops up. So there's the little octopus. It says, welcome to my team. Hi, Shelly. My name is, and then I have to edit to have my name in there. It says, welcome to my team, and then proceed to onboarding. So I'm going to click that. And thanks again, Shelly, for joining Builderall. I'm your sponsor, blah, 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 blah. And then it says, check my website, or to make things easy, my chatbot will guide you through the onboarding process and provide you with the links. Let's go. So we're going to go check Let's Go out. And it says, woohoo, Shelly. Let's start with an exciting journey. Below, you'll find my bonuses. So access the bonuses. We welcome you in our closed team Facebook group. So click there to join the Facebook group. And we're so excited to meet you. Any questions, please contact me by clicking contact me. What I would do to maybe change this is maybe send them back to the very beginning right here. Send them to this area right here so that they could go back and click Let's Go again if they wanted to start over, or maybe back to this one so they could go back to my website if they wanted to. But I wouldn't want to come back here because it would pull that picture up again and restart everything over again. So I might just send them back up here. For me, this chatbot would be a little bit bigger. It's not very big for sure, but I'd have a little bit more information. But it's not bad. It's actually really, really good. A nice short, a short one, and you can add that to your chatbot right now. Actually, again, it's just as simple as going to the flows, making your folder so you know where you want to put it, and then clicking import flow and or import public flow. And there it is right there, the team onboarding. And it's a basic bot. Let's go ahead and we'll do, let's see, Team Awesome Bot 2. And let's publish this flow. So I'm going to publish it. And I'm going to say test publish for chatbot bootcamp. This is an unfinished chatbot created in the chatbot bootcamp. And I'll click publish flow and OK. And now I don't know if it has to go through an approval process or if it goes straight there. It's not there yet, so it probably has to go through an approval process before they allow it. So they'll take a look at it and see if it's worthy of being published. And if it is, it'll actually get onto that public flow list, and you can actually import it if you want to. I can also share it. So if I click share and I go to Team Awesome, there's the link for it. So everybody can take a look at my flow if they want to. So we'll copy this to the clipboard, and then we'll go here and click on it. And we'll see it pop up. So it opens up that that particular chatbot and actually starts it for me. So that is a great way to get it started with running that first flow, is give them that exact link. And then the next thing I can do is actually export it. So I'm going to click export. And it says also export dependencies. So there's a scheduled chat flow bootcamp, the Team Awesome Bot 2, and a scheduled message. And I'm just going to click download export file. So all of that's going to come with it. And now it's it's imported, I'm sorry, exported. And now I can actually choose to import it. So I'm just going to go to a different folder. So I'll create a new folder and copy of team 2 and submit. Copy of team awesome chat. And it's thinking about it here. So we'll let it roll a little bit while it's thinking about adding that. Come on, you can do it. It's not that hard.
You're freezing, Shelley.
Your internet's a little bit wonky. Oh, and she's gone completely. Our teacher's MIA again. Poor thing.
Actually, yesterday when they asked, can you save a chat, like a chat model? That's it. That's what she's doing right now. She's saving the chat model. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we heard you. We were muted though.
All right. And Carrie, your husband's first name is awesome.
I completely agree. He keeps wanting to shorten it to Brad, and I said no, it's Bradley.
That's what my mom called my dad. She don't call him by his first name.
Him and all of our sons were Otto, all through school, through military. It's all Otto, last name. They didn't get called by their first names.
That's because he was a Marine.
He's not
our oldest son too.
Excuse me, Hua is Army, Marines are hoorah.
It's the same in the Navy. I'm just messing with you.
We got Shaquille O'Neal here. Look at this.
I know. I was saying the same thing. Doesn't he look like Shaq?
He's
He
Shaq.
does.
I'm seeing it.
Great. Now we got Shaq and we got Larry Bird hanging out.
Yep. I see you got your green screen going. It looks good.
Shelley must have really gone down.
This is just the temporary. It's not the. I haven't done the unboxing yet.
This is actually just a sheet from our old bed set. Happened to be forest green, like your shirt, and now it's up on the wall. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Auto Productions. So do we treat this like a regular class? If she doesn't show up in 15 minutes, we're excused?
We go on recess.
Remember something, she lives in the rural South. In the rural South, the internet goes in and out.
Yep.
It's like I grew up in the South, and if you're not in the major city, and they have bad weather there too. So it's like hit or miss.
I think y'all might
do that website, Peter.
Most people got Comcast.
Davida, did you do that website? The one that you, the link that you posted on the chat?
Oh yeah. I have actually what I did was you can go to Spreaker and you can download both of them, but if you go directly to Blog Talk, both break.
Oh, Shelly's back. Shh, stop talking about her. Shh. Stop talking about her. She's back. Shh.
What happened? The internet went down?
So sorry. Yeah, we have internet issues over here because of weather. We had a lot of weather and a lot of rain. So yeah, there's that Elmar's puppy dog too. Look at that, you guys.
This is Lady Tara.
That's typical of the rural South.
And she has got she has got a new website now, and we will build a chatbot.
Oh yay!
Yeah.
Yay! Woohoo! Yay!
It is called TTTT, so 4 times T dot pet. You can check it.
Too cute. Oh my gosh, I'll have to check that one out.
It's 4 times T, so TTTT dot pet. And this is Lady Tara, and
awesome.
And this one is Mr. Tommy Tomate, and he's the other one.
Oh,
yeah, Tommy?
too cute. Oh my gosh, adorable. I love it. All right, you guys, where did I disconnect? Because I was like talking, and then all of a sudden I saw the connect window come up. So where did I leave off at?
About half an hour ago.
Yeah, about a half hour ago. We were talking about leaving class.
You were making the new folder. Now you have 2 folders because
yeah.
And then that's the last thing we saw was you struggling through making a folder.
There we go. Okay, so we got the folder. I'm going to click inside the folder. And now I'm going to import that flow that I exported a few minutes ago. So I'm just going to click import and then find the name of it. It's called My Flow. So I'll go into my downloads and see if I can find My Flow. So let's see here. It starts with an M, Shelly. And we've got all kinds of, there we go, My Flow right there. So I'm going to click that and click open. And there it is. It pulled everything in that I needed for that flow. So right here, I've got the Team Awesome 2, and then it was connected to the chatbot, and it was connected to the Team Awesome 2 bot. So it pulled in actually everything that I needed, which actually makes me happy because I want you guys to think about it now. If I need to export a flow that's a bunch of different flows together and they're all connected, it looks like it will all go. So let's try that theory out. So I'm going to go back here and go to my Team Awesome bot. Remember, this was the first one that I did that had everything in flows instead of all in the same step. And they're all connected. So let's see what happens when I go to this one. So I'll click edit. Or no, I don't want to click edit, sorry. And go back to them. So the Team Awesome bot. And I want to click export. So I'm going to click that button. And it's going to also bring with it the new members, the affiliate information, the team resources, and the contact info. So I'm going to go ahead and actually I need to do the different one because I started with the main menu and this one starts with the intro. So this is the beginning of it. So I need to actually pull that in. So I'm going to go here and export. And now it's pulling in the main menu, new members, affiliate information, team resources, and contact info. So I'm going to download that file. And now everything that was connected to it is downloaded into a file. And let's go ahead and create a new folder. So I'm going to go to folder, flows, and create new folder. And copy of Team Awesome Chatbot 1 and submit. So I've got that folder. Let's go ahead and import. And it's My Flows again. So I'll find that one. There it is right there. I'm going to click it and open. And it's got all of the flows that I created to be able to do that. So you will be able to export it out and everything that it's connected to comes with it. So when you send that file, the person gets everything. So that's absolutely fabulous. That was the one thing I was worried about was, oh my God, you won't be able to send it all. And you can. So I'm super excited about that. So
then, Shelly, then you could build 2 or 3 perfect flows and just export them for us, couldn't you?
I could absolutely do that. So anybody that wants that done, I will send you an invoice.
that's even a business opportunity.
It is absolutely a business opportunity. You're correct.
Yeah.
It is a fabulous business opportunity. And here's the thing that I keep kind of thinking about is these flows, actually, with them traveling together, you now don't have to worry about putting them all in the steps, right? And in one flow, you can actually pull them out into those individual flows and work in those bubbles and test and retest. And man, that's going to be so much easier than trying to test when it's all in the same flow. So to me, that's a fabulous thing. And I will most likely keep building them by using individual flows, especially now that I'm confident that I can send it all together. The next area was automation. And remember, this is where we actually connected it to our Facebook page. So you connect, you choose the page that you're working with. And then right here, you create a welcome message. And all I did was put welcome to Team Awesome. Please type start to get started. And then on the reply rules, I said, if they type in the word start, so if it consists of anywhere in the message that says start, then go ahead and start this flow. Okay. And anytime I want to change that, I just delete that rule, create a new rule, and have it start a different flow so I can test that flow. Okay. So you can actually set it to go to any flow that you want to, and then change it and let it start a different flow. When you're done testing that chatbot, start another one. Karen, you got a question?
Did you notice when you imported it, it was in the right order now, where when you exported it, it was in the wrong order because you did that later? You did the intro later. It brought it in the right order.
Cool. That's even better, Karen. No, I didn't notice. Let's take a look. So chatbot 1. And right there, the intro, main menu, new menu. Oh my gosh, it did change the order because it had the Team Awesome intro like down at the bottom. So it does apparently put it in the right order, which is fantabulous. So yay, I'm excited about that. That makes me like really, really happy.
Because it remembered them.
Yeah. The other thing I want to show you in automation is right here in default reply. This one's a tricky one because if you want the chatbot to reply with a default reply, so if they type something in and the chatbot doesn't recognize it, you can actually set up a default reply. And what that means is they type something in, you can say something like, I'm sorry, I didn't recognize what you typed in. Please go to the main menu to start the chatbot again, or something like that, so that you can at least give them something if they type something in. Because, sometimes people just try out your chatbot, right? And they're like, okay, I'm going to type hello. What happens? I'm going to type bite me. What happens? I'm going to type, so they're just testing out your chatbot to see where they can get to and what they can do. And if you guys haven't done this, you will now, because this is what I do to all the chatbots. I always type in like start. I always type in hello, just something to test the chatbot to see what I can get into without permission, right? So you can set up a default reply so that a special message goes in. So I check mark that, and you select a flow for the default reply. You create a flow that's called default reply, and then let her rip. And that way, if they type in anything that doesn't match what they're supposed to be typing in, it will give them this flow. And with that flow, you can set it up to do anything you want. You can have it say something. You can have it say something with an image, or say something with an image and a button, whatever you want. And the way I would do it is I would put a message that says, I'm sorry, I didn't understand what you said. Please click the button, and that will take you to the main menu. And that way they can go all the way back up to the main menu and start again. Cool? All right. So that's that default reply. And I will not say that. So the next one is scheduling. We talked a bit about that. When we click the scheduling button, we've got the ability to create scheduling based on whether we want to send it right away on a date, a specific date and time, or do we want to send it with a delay so they subscribe and then 5 minutes later they get this message? Do we want to send an event reminder series? So on Friday at 10 o'clock is when the event is. So 30 minutes before the event, they'll get a message. 5 minutes before the event, they'll get a message. And then an hour after the event, they'll get a message. So I can set all that up. And then I can also set it up to repeat every X number of days. So I can set up a scheduled message that every 7 days, this message is going to go out to them. That would be great to set it up as like a unsubscribe. So every 7 days, they'll have the opportunity to unsubscribe if they want to. And you could say something like, we don't want to see you go, but just in case you'd like to subscribe, here's the unsubscribe button, right? And then you send that once a week and you're good to go. You're covered.
You know, when I was looking at what they're doing with the webinar and how you can connect that with Facebook to make it live, using the chat bot really is a way to keep your members or your subscribers on your pages informed when you're going to be doing your webinar or your Facebook.
Yes, absolutely. I have several chatbots that I'm a member of, and I'll get messages saying, hey, we're starting a webinar in 30 minutes if you're interested. So yeah, definitely. And then we've also got the bot for website. And of course, that's where you go if you're going to connect your chatbot to your web page. And if you'll notice, I've got the Builder All Team Awesome right here. And I connected it by telling it which flow I want to start first. So if I click the edit button, hopefully it will edit. Hello. Hello. There we go. We'll pretend like it's popping up like it's supposed to be. But we can actually set it to, there it is. So we've got it to start the Team Awesome #2 flow. And then once I set it exactly how I want to, I click the embed and get the embed code. And right there is the script. And remember, I do that in an HTML box and in the head section. So between the two head tags, I actually paste this script in there. And then I save that HTML box. So make sure to save the website with the HTML box. And then it will appear on the actual page. And I think this is the actual page right here. So if I click refresh, you'll see that my chatbot should show up, hopefully. We'll see. It takes a minute. There it is. And it pops up and says, hi, how can I help you? And I'll click continue with Shelly. And then it pops up and wants to start the chatbot. And then I click start. And it will start this other one for me, which is the onboarding one that I've reconnected. Remember, I disconnected the Team Awesome 2 and connected the onboarding chatbot. So that's the one that's showing up now. Okay, so
we didn't lose her now. She's frozen.
Strategies to work with chatbot. Oh, am I frozen again? Hang on. My internet is unstable. Can you see me now? Yeah, my internet, it gives me a message that says my internet is unstable. Did it freeze me in one of those positions like this? It always catches me in a position where I look like I'm doing drugs. But anyway, and I don't do drugs. But anyway, yeah, so we went completely through the chatbot setup. You guys should have a really good idea of how to create your chatbots and set them up. There's a couple options using the flows and setting it up by flows, or jumping into one flow and setting it up by steps. Either one is right. There's not a wrong way. Now we know that even if you use the flows to set it up, you can actually export it into one file. And then you can send that to anybody and they will get everything that's connected to that flow. So that's fabulous. Are there any other questions about chatbots, you guys? Brad.
Okay, back up on pages. Probably day 2 or day 3, we were working on how to import pages. I got a message of refresh token. And I wasn't sure if you had run across that or if somebody else knew what that all means, because it wasn't looking the same.
Yeah, one of the first things you can do, refresh token means, dude, I can't connect. There's no way I can connect. So the first thing you can do is do a Facebook log out and then a Facebook log back in. And then once you do that, you want to click refresh on your pages right here, and that should reconnect you. Doing both those steps, that should reconnect you.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, and that will happen every time you change your password. If you change your password, the whole system will be like, blah, 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 blah. It'll be really confused. So you have to re-log into Facebook with your new settings, and it probably won't ask you to put the password in because you'll already be logged into Facebook. So it identifies you as logged in, and you click that button, continue as Brad, and blah, blah, blah. And you give permission for the pages that you want, and then it brings you back to the chatbot. So, but anytime you change your password, it's going to do a little bit of a wigging out until you reconnect it correctly. And then always remember that logging out, logging in, you may have to go back to all your pages and click that green circle refresh button to make sure that it's connected. Those are the first two things you do if it's not connecting correctly, for sure.
Okay. Okay. And then when you give us the chatbots that you're going to give us, you're going to export them, obviously, but we're not going to import them as public. How are we going to get them? Are those going to be in resources? Where are they going to be?
I'm going to put them as a button on the resource page. And the button's going to be just a download button. So it will download it to your computer. And then when you click import, a thing's going to pop up for you to find it on your computer. So make sure you know where it's saved. But once you know where it's saved and you click import, find it on your computer, grab that file, and it will import it into your folder. Make sure to put it in a folder, though, because once you kind of get a bunch of chatbots, it gets really confusing because you got a lot of flows. And you may have 5 flows here that go to this chatbot, and then that go to a different chatbot, and then 2 more that go to this chatbot again. But if you put them in folders, which was a big blessing, that's pretty new. It's only been there maybe about a month. That folder feature is huge for me being able to organize my chatbots, for sure. So
yeah,
I can organize. Okay.
I can see that getting very messy, and that can't happen.
Absolutely. You'll get a little bit.
The ones you're going to give us are which ones? The chatbot or the Team Awesome 2 and
I'll give you Team Awesome 1 and 2, so you can play with both of them. They're not finished out chatbots by any stretch of imagination, but you'll be able to take a look at them and see what we did. And then if you need to go back to the videos, you can look back at the videos as well. So you have a really good idea of one chatbot that's in flows and one chatbot that's in one flow. And you can kind of play with them and do whatever you want. And then the other chatbots, the Builder All lead generation and the Builder All onboarding, they're already in the public flows, so you can pull those in anytime you want to.
Oh, the lead generation's in there already? That big one?
Yep.
Okay. That's the one. Okay, great. Thank you.
Yep. You're very welcome. Elmar, I think you had a question.
Yeah, to integrate the chatbot into my website, you said before I have to create this HTML code and then copy it into the header of my website. Is that this area when you click on the part which is called default at the very beginning? When you click on that and scroll down, and you have this header area, there you have to paste it in?
It's a little bit different than that. You're going to go into the web page that you want to add the bot to. Very specific.
Can you show that, please, for a second? Could you show that?
Yep, it's in another day's instructions, but it'll take me a minute to open up a web browser, so hang on.
It was really well done yesterday. If you go to yesterday, about midway through.
That's okay. We'll show it again, though, because it's important that you guys make it see it again.
But sometimes seeing it 2 different ways is cool, too.
Yep, absolutely. So there's our Team Awesome website. So I'm going to click Edit, and we'll open up that editor. And this is the part that takes a long time. But it actually did really good today. Yay. So all I did was there's a box right here. You can't see anything in it because it's transparent. It doesn't look like there's anything in it, but it's an HTML box. And all I did to get that was I clicked plus, and then I went down to apps, and then I chose HTML. When I click that, it comes up with a box that's gray like this. Then I'm going to right click it, and I'm going to go to edit. And right here is the header section.
Okay.
The opening head tag and the closing head tag. All I do is click in there and create some space. And then I'm going to paste that code that I get from that website for bot or bot for website or whatever it is. I'm going to paste that code right there. And then once I paste that code, I'm going to click confirm. And it will end up being a transparent box just like this one. All right. Once you get that box, you need to make it wide enough and tall enough. And this is something I think that Willie found out. He's kept on being cut off. And even though the chatbot window only goes up to like about here, you still need to make your window really big, the square of it really big, or else it will cut off your chatbot. So you need to make it really big, so tall and wide. And then what I've done with this one is I want my chatbot to always be on the bottom right-hand side. So what I did was I right-clicked the box. So that's my HTML box. And I went to pin element. When I choose pin element, I choose to pin at the border. And then when I pin at the border, I'm going to pin it at the bottom right-hand side. And then from there, I have the ability to move it away from the side a little bit or away from the bottom a little bit. I'm just going to keep them both right up against the wall. So it's right up against the right side flush and right up against the bottom flush. And then I clicked save to make sure it's all saved. So I've got this tall box, a wide box, and it's pinned to the border. So no matter what size screen you have, if you have a 75-inch screen or you have a 7-inch screen, it will always be at the bottom furthest right-hand side, always. So when I go to the live website, you can see it's all the way at the bottom and on the right-hand side. Okay?
Thank you.
Can I say something regarding what you just showed? I didn't know that you have to keep some code and put it in the middle. I just throw everything away. And I just...
Yeah, you have to put that script in there. It won't be able to pull it into the website. So you just do that.
It looks like it works, you know?
It does. It works beautifully. I mean, isn't
but I didn't keep part of the code. I just...
Oh, I see. You cut off
I just throw everything away and I just insert the...
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. The best way to do it actually is to make sure that you have the beginning head tag and the closing head tag.
That's why I missed that.
Yeah, you don't really need any of the other stuff in there, but you definitely have to have the opening head tag and the closing head tag. Because what that does is it runs it before it runs the body of the website.
Okay, I get it.
Right?
I have
to do that. Yeah, if you don't put it in the header, it will have problems at some point.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Fabulous questions, you guys. All right, let's jump in, and I'm going to continue on. I think we've done everything that we want to do with chatbots, but I do want to show you just a little bit about some of the other tools and let you know about those tools because they're fabulous. So if you've got a $49.90 account, the business account, you now have the ability to jump into Canvas, and it is under builders. So if I click builders and then I scroll down, you should have at the $49.90 level the word Canvas on there. And if you click that, that is the new Canvas system that you can use to help build your websites. And you'll see a public beta announcement. This tells you that it may be glitchy, so don't get upset if something glitches out on you. It's all good. We're working on getting it to work completely and utterly well. But right now, there's a few glitches going on that they're working on fixing. But once you read that, click yes. And then from there, you can either add a new funnel and start building, or you can edit anything that you've already created, or you can copy one, you can edit the name of one, or you can delete it, or you can edit the actual funnel right here. I'm going to go ahead and add a new funnel, and we'll call this chatbot training and description. This is an awesome, spell right, awesome funnel. Fabulous. And I'm going to click create. And then from there, it looks like nothing's there except for that cute little plus button. But if I click it, it's going to open up this left-hand side where I have all my page types. And now I can start building my funnel. So I'll build a really fast funnel that is really popular, and that is an opt-in funnel. So I'll find my opt-in page, which is, let's see if I can find it. These are so small, it is always really hard for me to see. But there's the opt-in page. So I just clicked it and it added to it. And then from there, I can add a page, and we'll put, actually, I don't want to add a page there. I'm lying. I want to go to my settings. And from the opt-in page, I need to add a form. So I can add an app and go create form. So there's the form right there. And then from there, I want to add a what happens when they fill out the form. So I'll click the buttons again. There's my form that's now magically there. So I click it, and I'm going to use Mailing Boss as my service. and I'll use, I don't know, test zap list. That sounds good. And now I have the confirmation pending page that I can make, the confirmation page once they've confirmed their email. And if they unsubscribe, I can create a page as well. So right here, confirmation pending, I'm going to click that button. It pulls over my pages, and I'm going to pull in the email confirmation page, which is right here. And then I'll go back to those triple dots again and go back to form. I'm going to choose my confirmation page once they confirm their email, which I'll make that a thank you page, because if it was a lead magnet, I would actually have a thank you page where I would actually deliver that document that I promised I would give them if they did their opt-in. And then if I click the dots again on the form, I can actually go to unsubscribe page. So if I click that, I can actually pull in a page that could be an unsubscribe page. And I don't think they have an unsubscribe page, so I have to just kind of grab one. So I'm gonna grab, oh gosh, just see.
Generic.
Yep, generic. We'll use that one. Oh no, it's a bridge page. We'll rename it. So we're gonna rename it. And I click there and click there. So unsubscribe page. Fabulous. So now it's got the name unsubscribe. So I've got a thank you page, I've got an email confirmation page, and I've got an unsubscribe page. So that's really all of the pages that I need in something like a lead magnet funnel. So before I can actually generate this as a website, there's a couple things I have to do. I have to go into every page. So I've got all of these pages here. I have to click the triple dots and go into page theme and select a theme for each one. So I'm just going to randomly choose a theme for each one. So page theme and select the theme. And there we go. And then on the thank you page, I'm going to select the theme, the page theme, first one, and there we go. And then on the unsubscribe, I'm going to click the three dots, page theme, and there we go. Pick the first one. Now everybody has a theme attached to the page. We've got the opt-in with the form, and then if they fill out the form, they'll go to the confirmation page. If they go to their email and confirm, they'll go to the thank you page. If they click the unsubscribe in their email, they're going to go to this page, an unsubscribe page. So it looks like everything is ready. So the next thing I do is just hit generate. And now I get to name my site, which is ChatBot Training, and I'll click create. When I click create, it does a lot of stuff in the background and actually creates that website for me. So now all I have to do is go back into my dashboard, and I'm going to click Pixel Perfect and My Sites. And I'm going to take a look if it really put it into my site. So we'll take a look at what it looks like. So there's my site list with about 3,000 different websites. And I'm going to type in chatbot. And there's our chatbot training right there. So now I can click edit and I can start editing. And remember, I chose a template. So every single page has a template. So it has a little bit of a design already, but I can change anything I want to in here now and make it look and feel just like my own page. So right here, I've got my opt-in page. This is what it built for me automatically. And if I right click, I can go to configure. It's actually connected to MailingbOss already, and it's connected to the list. So it actually connected everything for me already. So if I go to change URL, it actually also has the correct pages in there as well. It's got the confirmation page, the thank you page, and the unsubscribe page. So it's done fabulous already with setting up my pages. So the next thing I need to do is jump in and see if I've got my email confirmation page, which is right there. And that's what that one looks like. And I could edit that to make it look however I want to. And then the thank you page. And again, I could edit that and make it look however I want to. And then the unsubscribe page. And remember, we just picked a random page for that. So again, we can change it and make it look however we want to. We can change it and say, oh, we hate to see you go, but we understand that you don't want to be subscribed anymore. If it was a mistake, click this button and you can subscribe again. So that would be the unsubscribe page. So a little bit of editing, a little bit of changing, and that website is completely done. So what do you guys think? Isn't that incredible? Wow. Wowzy wow. So that's a huge tool, an absolutely huge tool. And those of you that are on the $49.90, you should have it there already to start playing with it and having fun with it. Now, is it going to have glitches? Yes, it will have some glitches. And if you try to build a big one, and especially if you try to add a membership site, it's going to go, what the crap are you doing? I can't do that yet. So just be patient because they're working on that. That's the exact thing that they're working on right now. So if you do run into a situation where it gives you an error, just be patient as they're working through editing, okay, or developing. So the next one is, Evelyn, go ahead.
So do we still need to configure like the, what do you call this? To the list?
Yes. What I did with the little bitty website that I just now built was I had a list already emailing Boss, so I could grab it and connect it. So what I would do if I was using the Pixel Perfect or the Canvas is if I want to connect the website to a list, I need to go make the list before I do the Canvas.
Bájate las cosas, ¿no, verdad?
Save my settings. Save my settings before I connect. Go out to Mailing Boss, create the list, jump back in, and edit the canvas because I can edit the canvas before I generate. Okay.
Okay. So we can also add the legal pages.
Yeah. I don't think they have templates for those yet, but yeah, they're coming. In fact, they're talking about creating that in a different layout. So when you go to create a layout, it's an already prepared layout that you pull in automatically, and it pulls all the pages in with it. So that would be fabulous. A pre-made legal layout would be fabulous.
What are they doing with the magazine?
I'm going to show you that next. So get ready. Hold on to your horses, Davida. We're headed that direction. So yeah, I just want to make sure I cover Canvas first. Do you guys have any other questions about Canvas? Judy?
So when you've done your flow and you generate the website and you want to publish the website, do you have to purchase that domain name? How does it get published?
Oh no, if you want to publish it, you can go ahead and publish it without a domain name. You'll be able to access it using a slug that is given to you by Builderall. So there's a slug, and it's a weird name. It's like my name for Builderall is Skydiving Diva. So it's skydivingdiva.builderall.net/ and then the name of my website. So it gives you a slug that is not pretty. And the way to make it pretty is then to buy your own domain and point it towards Builderall.
Oh, okay. I'll see. Yeah. Thanks.
Okay. You're welcome. Any other questions about Canvas? All right. Let's take a quick look at the magazine app. So I'm going to click share. And this one is not on your dashboard yet, but it's going to be coming. So I want to just kind of give you a peek at it. So I'm going to click magazine editor. And here is the magazine app. And you can tell I've been playing in it just a little bit. But if I click add magazine and I come up with a title, so chatbot training, and then description, chatbot training.
Hi, everyone. I'm going for today. Bye-bye.
Bye. It's great, Arlie, to have you.
Thanks.
So now I've created a magazine, and I have options of clicking a blank one, or I can choose a pre-made one. And they've got several really pretty examples that you can pull in. So I'm just going to pull in any old example. Let's say the wedding example. So I'm going to just click on this and confirm. And there's my wedding right there. And I'm just going to go ahead and take a look at it. So I'm going to click this little eyeball. And we'll preview it like it's on the internet already. So if I take a look at this and then just hit the arrows, I could actually page through it just like it can look on the internet once I'm finished with it. So you can see the design of it is absolutely fabulous. It's just incredible, the design that we have. And we don't have to do a whole lot to be able to keep that design and actually really make a nice looking magazine. So that's what the preview looks like. And if I go back, I can take that and then start editing. So I'll click edit. And then anything in here I can edit. So I'll make it a little bit bigger so we can see it better. And then in here, I can go and take this image. And if I don't like it, I can delete it. I can change it. There's a lot that I can do. So I can click and drag it out here and then double click in there. And instead of 25, I want it 30, right? So I'll click 30 and then I'll click and drag it back over. And I've got 30 anniversary, whatever that is. So I think there's still a lot in Portuguese. So it may still be a while before you get this, but you can see 30 plus anniversary and 30 plus ideas. So I can change any of that. I've also got the background image that I can change. I've got text over here that I can change. I've got the top here that I can change. So that word wedding I can change, magazine I can change. There's so much here. And then once I'm done with that, I just click the arrow and start editing the next page. And click the arrow and start editing the next page. I've got elements over here that I can add. So I can add a new page. I can add shapes. So I click there and pull in some shapes. I can add another image. So it dropped an image in there. And then I can click the cloud button to actually choose the image from my computer. If I don't want it, I just click the delete button and click confirm to delete it. And now my computer is wigging out completely. So let me backspace and see what it's doing. Let me go back in. There we go. That's the preview. So let me go back into it because I have confused it completely. So I'm going to go to magazine editor and go back into wedding and edit. And then here again, make it bigger. Go to a different page. Start editing. Again, add image or add more text. And then on this side, when you click an image, it actually pulls up on the right-hand side, everything you can do with that element. So right here is a text element. So I can left justify, center, right justify. I can add a link inside the text. I can format it. I can change the size and the style of the font. I can change the color. I can change the transparency. There's a ton of things I can do with it. So that's the text on the images. If I click that, these are the things I can do with the image. So there's so much that I can do, and all I have to do is just kind of learn or figure out what I want to design for my book, my PDF document, or my magazine, and then go ahead and design it. Once you're done, you can actually do the eyeball and take a look at the live version. So this is the live version right here, and then I can go back. And I can say, all right, I want a PDF version of that. So I can click PDF and it will actually create a PDF version for me. And then I can actually download that entire magazine in PDF format. And it's working to do that. So we'll let it do that. The next option I have is to actually get code. And I can put that code onto a website and it will have the magazine kind of app on there. That's cool. And then a link. And this is the iframe that you can iframe this magazine into a website, into an HTML box. So you can highlight that iframe and copy it and then put it in an HTML box onto your page. So lots of great stuff that you can do with the magazine app. And I think this is going to be a super powerful tool. And quite honestly, I can't wait to see what Davida does with it because she's got so many podcasts. Davida, you're going to have 52 different versions of the a magazine for each one of your podcasts that you have going.
Well, I got 2 podcasts, but I have over 300 shows that I've done on Blog Talk Radio. And so far I've done 18 on Bold Brave Media. And I've scheduled 24. And then I'm going to be talking to them about extending it.
Awesome. So that magazine is coming up. So that's when I bet you'll grab and run with because it's going to be so great.
And the good thing about that one is because there's very little about disabilities. Do you know that when they had the Olympics in Atlanta and they were bidding for it, they refused to bid for the Paralympics. And between 1960 and 1996, countries would automatically bid for both of them separately. But then Summerunch actually, because he liked the Paralympics, changed the bylaws so that any country that bid for one was automatically bidding for both.
Mm-hmm.
So
so that would be a fabulous article. That'd be a great article for one of your magazines for sure. Right? Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
so do you guys
the community got together and bid for the Paralympics and brought it in. And then when I was, and they always have an expo that precedes the Paralympics. And I was involved with that. And there was an expression that someone used: no one stands in line to become disabled. And I wanted to do a book around that title, but I never could get enough people with disabilities to tell their story.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that'd be a great one. But now you can do a magazine on it, and they may be more apt to write an article to put in a magazine. So maybe so. That might be something to look forward to. Elmar, what you got?
I have one client, and this guy has a local radio station. Okay. And he wants to cooperate with us very intensively. He is already on Builder All, and we are doing his first test website.
Awesome.
The radio station will have will be made by Builder All now. And I talked with him about the magazine because he has the idea to bring out a local magazine together with his radio, right?
Yep.
And he asked me if I could ask, and that's why I'm asking you now, if there's a chance to get this, when you give it to the printing company so that it can be physically printed, a normal PDF wouldn't do it. They need these CMYK colors and these cutting lines. Is there any chance?
They need the bleed section, and I'm not sure that you're going to get that format, but I don't know for sure. Again, they're still working on it, so they may do a format where they have that bleed area and then the CKNY colors, so that you can send the printer.
Do you have a chance talking to them, asking them, or telling them that? Yeah?
Yeah, I do. I'll mention that to the developers. I'll put that on my
Can you
list.
please note this? That is very important because we have a printing company as well. They do newspapers, and they would do some 10,000 units. And then we have a supermarket chain, which is also going to become a client. And they would put, for example, they would put these magazines then for free in their area. So everybody who comes to the supermarket can take one magazine free of charge, right? And then there are also lots of other companies which are clients of this radio station whom we could talk to, that the magazine could be there. And then inside the magazine, we could do the QR code to go to Builder All and so on. So, but we need the chance to print it in a professional way.
So while you were talking to me, I actually popped open Slack and sent a message to the developers. So they've got the message, and then they'll let me know if they're going to do that or if they're not going to do that or whatever. So they've got it already. That ask, and I will sure ask them for sure.
Okay,
so
cool.
Wait for their answer. One thing though is that because in LinkedIn, I'm on a lot of coaching sites, and a lot of them do e-newsletters. I can see going and posting a magazine on coaching and say, who wants to be able to have their own magazine for their company as a coach?
That's right. There's a lot you can do with that magazine. To me, that is like an amazing moment, right? Where you just start thinking about what you can do. And in an hour, you'll have 52 things you can do with that magazine app, I'm sure. So that's a really cool one coming. And then of course we have Gene, and that's going to be in your message center where you can SMS text messages with people that are in your team. You'll also be able to SMS text message people outside of your team. But the most important thing you need to remember is that is not free. You'll have to buy like credits, like dollar credits. So I spent like $20 and filled my account up with $20. And now every time I SMS text message out, it just draws off of that $20. If you're sending an SMS text message out to somebody in the US, the message will cost less than a penny. But if you send a message out to like Albania, that's probably going to cost you about 10 to 14 cents per message. So you have to kind of watch who you're sending messages to, but you have the ability to SMS text message people, whether they're in your team or they're not in your team. And you can send out those text messages straight to their mobile device. That is actually even more powerful than the messenger messages. So that's another one where you have to kind of look at it and say, okay, I have to restrict myself, because if you abuse that, they'll block you. Because you guys know, if you get an SMS text message, that usually triggers you to right away go, oh, I hope it's not somebody in my family. And you start to look at it right away to make sure it's not anything like terribly important. So if you are messaging them the SMS text message and you do 10 a day, you're going to kill them. They will definitely block you, and you will not be able to message them anymore. So that's one that you have to definitely use restraint, because you don't want to abuse that privilege, but it is an incredible privilege to be able to SMS text message them. So anybody that you get a phone number for, you can actually message them through the SMS text messaging. And then the last one is actually the WhatsApp app. And it's called the Builderalls app. And you're able to message people in WhatsApp. And WhatsApp, you may not know about it because it may not be real popular in your area, but in certain areas of the US and in other countries, WhatsApp is used like a bunch. And it is a way to send messages to people. And it works kind of a lot like Facebook Messenger. You send those messages out, it doesn't cost anything, and they go straight out to the person that is on WhatsApp. So that's another one that's actually really a great tool to use and valuable in certain areas of the country. For example, when I'm in Florida, everybody uses WhatsApp. It's like a Florida thing, right? So, and if you go to other countries, they use WhatsApp really, really frequently. So that's another tool that's in your toolkit to be able to contact people and stay in touch with them. Okay, so those are the main tools that I wanted to show you outside of the chatbot. And I think Karen mentioned that she had a question that didn't apply to chatbots that she wanted to get in. So let's make sure we get that into. So Brad, did you know what her question was?
Sorry, she had to step away. It had to do with the email.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember. Dang it. Hold on.
Okay.
Can I ask in the meantime?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Roberta.
Thank you, Shelley. I have this prospect as a client.
Mm-hmm.
So he wants me to get a website built for him. Mm-hmm. And he wants just like a landing page, and then have the visitor subscribe into a free membership, and then to a second membership with a subscription.
Okay.
And you taught us how to do that before.
Yep.
Now he wants a monthly subscription, but no with dollars. He wants to use a Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. What do? Do you have an idea? How can I get that done?
We don't have that available in the like when you do a checkout to be able to release the membership area. We don't have that ability yet. That Builderall's been kind of kicking it around for a while, and Eric has said a few times that he's going to have some type of e-currency available, but it's not integrated into the system yet. So the only thing I could tell you is you cannot do it at this point to be able to release a membership area, but that may be coming down the line. Is it going to be coming by July the 4th? I doubt it, because I haven't heard enough about it recently that it's in the works, like development and testing and all that. So I would say give it another year with Builderall before they actually implement. If it comes sooner, yay. If it doesn't, then at least I've said wait a year.
Okay, so at least I will be able to do it regular with.
Yeah, you can do it with just like PayPal, Stripe, Braintree, Authorize.net, but no e-currency at all.
Okay. Now the second question is, at the beginning, I'm gonna have in like hosting on my own account, but at some point he would like to learn how to do his own changes. So once I do that, I need to move that website to his account. Is that okay?
That is perfectly okay. And when you transfer it, the email list will go with it, and everything will go with it. And then you can export the subscribers that are on there and get him to import it. Just go through support to say, hey, can we import this? And you tell him where the list came from, and then they'll allow you to import it. And then he'll be good to go. He'll have all his subscribers, he'll have his website, the email list will be connected, and he'll be ready to go.
Shelley, when will they have? When will the magazine go out of beta for or be tested with other people?
I would expect it to be out of beta for sure by July the 4th, but hopefully within about the next 3 to 4 weeks. We're still beta testing, and there's still a lot of Portuguese in there. So they have to change a lot of the language, but really if they've set it up the way they usually set it up, the language part's fast to change. It's just making sure that the code for the actual magazine app actually works. And there's a few snafus here and there, like you saw everything disappear on me a little while ago. So they have to fix a few little snafus here and there, and then it'll come out. So I'm guessing about 3 to 4 weeks. And when that thing hits, it's going to be great. That's all I can say, is it's going to be absolutely fabulous.
I know, I'll be there the first day it's available.
Good, that's fabulous. Brad.
Someone froze.
I think I'm frozen again. If you guys.
Yeah, you're frozen, and so is Bradley.
Yeah, Davita's frozen. Everybody's frozen. You're not.
She's
Hi.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I think
Ruben's still in. Roberto.
Sorry, guys. So, Brad, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Am I live?
Brad is not there.
Okay. Brad. I think Brad might have got kicked out.
Yeah, he just left. I just saw the notification that they left the meeting.
Oh, did they? He wasn't going to ask the question?
I don't think it was on purpose.
Oh, okay. All right. Fantastic. We'll give him some time to jump back in. Does anybody else have any questions? This has been a hootenanny, right? Every time I get really bad rain, we've had so much flooding here that every time I get really bad rain, the internet just goes nuts. And I'm sure it's the water in the ground, and somehow it causes static on the line where the internet connection is at. And any static, which is noise, breaks into your bandwidth and causes problems. So that is what I'm experiencing over here, is lots and lots and lots of rain. Roberto.
Yes, another question, Shelley. I'm sorry.
That's okay. You bring them on.
Thank you. How much, I mean, that side, that registration page, it is not the same as a regular page, right?
The registration, like like to opt in, like name and email?
I'm sorry, a membership area. It is not a regular website page.
It's whatever you want it to be. It's completely up to you. The only difference between a regular page and a membership page is just that this regular page is in a regular layout, no protected. And then this other page that's a membership page is a protected layout. That's really the only difference between the two. So this page that's in the membership area can be anything you want it to be.
So in that case, you will charge different from a regular page from a membership site, right?
But what you do is you'd have two membership areas. You'd have one that they can get into for free, and that has the content you want to give them for free. And then a second protected layout membership area that has all your paid content. So they get in the first one free, they don't have to pay for it. But the second one, if they want to get into that one, they're going to have to pay for it. And when they go through the payment process, it releases that second area so they can get in. And that's the only way they can get in, is if they pay.
Okay. But you as a builder, as a designer, you will charge different to do a membership than the regular page. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not unreasonable to say you have a free area, and then you have a paid area that's this much, and then you have another paid area that's higher. And you can imagine, I've got some free training for you that you can get into. It doesn't cost you anything. I've got some advanced training that you can get into, but it's going to cost you this much. And then I've got some personal coaching that I can put you into, but it's going to be this much. So you can have 3 different membership areas. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Karen, do you have a question? I'm so glad. I'm glad you were able to get back on.
I don't know what's going on. It's crystal clear, blue skies, everything's great, no power outage, and we lose internet all over the house. Anyway, what we were trying to get into was Rain Loop. And he takes all my internet away from, I mean, all my emails away from everything I know, put it in all into Rain Loop, and I haven't been in there in a week. So help.
What is actually happening with Rain Loop? Are you not able to log in?
He doesn't even know how to get in
again. Lost you guys again. I'm here. If you can hear me, I'm here.
He doesn't know how to get in quickly. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. When you go to where your emails are at, so like you're creating a new email, there's a button there called webmail. You just click there and then log in and you're in. Okay, great. I'll have him do that. I've never even seen it because I was gone for a few days. All right, thank you. That's how you do it.
Karen, can I tell you what I did? Because Shelley shared this, it wasn't with the emails, but she shared it with something else, but it works with the emails. When you get into your email, say you've got 5 or 6 or however many, go into one, go up the top and make it a favorite and put it in a folder and name the folder emails and have it on the top of your computer. So that's for each one. When you get into it, click on the top, make it a favorite and add it into that folder. So when you want to go to your emails, you just click on the folder, they'll all drop down and you go into which one you want.
Perfect. Amazing. Yeah. Thank you so much.
That's the absolute easiest way to do it. But first you got to get in there. So the first way you get in there is go to where you create a new email, and then from there, click webmail. That'll get you in. And then once you get in, like Judy said, click and drag that down into your bookmarks. And you can create a folder in there and pull all those into your folder on your bookmark toolbar. And then all it is clicking on there and you go right to it and log in if you save the username and password. Okay?
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Easy peasy. All right. Any other questions, you guys? Go ahead, Elmar.
I have to unmute myself. Okay. Not very close to the chatbot theme. My question is, when I have my website, can I not just create such a little funnel as you just did before, such an opt-in funnel, and then add this funnel into my website by creating a second or by adding a second layout? And then I import that as my own site. So if I create the funnel, save it under any name, and then I go back to the website, add a second layout, and then I don't go to the standard sites, but my own websites. Then I can do that, can't I? Yeah. And then simply add the design and fix it with the website that it looks the same. And that's the easiest way, isn't it?
Yeah, it's actually very easy. Because if you do Canvas, it's going to create a new website. So what you're saying is, what if I want that website, that section, part of another website? And you do exactly what you said. You go into that other website and go to add new layout. You wouldn't add the layout first. You click add new layout. And instead of choosing a layout from what the templates are, you go to my layouts.
Yeah.
And you find that website that you created and pull it in. And it will be a little bit of editing and you'll be ready to go.
That's so cool. I love Builder All. That's absolutely.
I do too. I do too. I thought it was funny because we had someone that actually mentioned in the support group that they didn't like Builderall. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how do you not like Builderall? How is that possible? It doesn't seem possible to me. I was really confused, but apparently they just haven't played with it enough to actually learn all the power of Builderall. So hopefully they'll stick with it a while and they'll learn a little bit more and they'll understand all that they can do with it, because it is certainly so powerful. And I do understand how maybe new people that don't know all you can do with it kind of get stuck, but give it a little bit of time and you'll see the absolute power of Builderall. And even then, without going through certified partners, it's like the shavings of the tip of the iceberg until you go even deeper and join the certified partner training. And then you really find out how deep it is. It is a very strong platform, no doubt about it. But anyway, I think that I'm about done congratulations, you guys, on making it through another 7 days of boot camp. I'm really, really proud of you. You guys have a lot of power under your belt now having these chatbots. So I expect all of you guys to go out and make some chatbots. I will put the, in the resources area for today, I'll put a download button for Team Awesome 1 and Team Awesome 2 chatbots. So you can play with those all you want to, change them up. You can import them again and mess them up and play with them again, import them again and mess them up and play with them again, whatever you want to do. And have fun with them, make some chatbots, and definitely message me when you get a chatbot done, and I will jump in and check it out, but not before you test it. Remember, test it, test it again, and test it again. And then Shelly will jump in and actually check it out for you and see how it's doing. But next week, starting tomorrow, we've got another boot camp starting. I still haven't decided if I'm doing email marketing or the Fiverr gigs, or moving to something else, because email marketing, they're doing a lot with the email platform right now. They're changing servers and changing IPs and stuff like that. So I worry if I'm inside of a boot camp, that may cause problems. So I'm still deciding which direction I want to go. So
blog.
I know. I think I've got everybody asking for something different.
Blog. Pick mine.
Evelyn, have you got a choice? Evelyn's like, I want one.
No, Shelly.
Uh-huh.
I could not catch you up. There's no break. Your boot camps are in series, and I could not finish the first one, and you started again with another one.
Oh, did I?
I'm very slow. I could not catch up.
Well, you've always got those videos. Anytime you need to go back and go to the videos, please do. And definitely do, because I want to see, Evelyn, I really want to see you build a chatbot. Even if it's just a little one, I want to see you build a chatbot. So get in there and build one for me.
Yeah, I really would like to have one.
Yes, I want to see it. Tyree.
Hello, everyone. Shannon, when you were mentioning about starting the next boot camp tomorrow, I went to Build Off Boot Camp site, and it said the next boot camp starts on the 28th of April.
Did it? Let me see, because I was thinking.
Tyree, you're not supposed to tell her that.
Hold on. Let me. Am I sharing my screen? No. Let me share my screen with you guys, and we'll look at it together.
But could you do a boot camp about?
Down. I was starting again tomorrow, and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to jump right in there. But let's take a look. I'm gonna scroll down. Here we go. And it's, what month is it now? April. So April, right there. Oh my gosh, it does have me taking a week break. Why did I think that it was not a week break in there?
Thank you.
You have to, because it runs right into it runs right into Passover.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? So that's actually really good, because yeah, the 29th is way better than the 15th. So yeah, so we got a week break. I don't know why I didn't think that there's a week break in there, but we have a week break. So that's fabulous. That gives me a little bit of breathing room so I can get everything together. So we will let them do what they're going to do with email marketing. And if everything's ready, we'll jump into email marketing and stick with that schedule. Even though I know I want to move stuff forward, because so many people want so many different boot camps, we will try to stick to that schedule and keep it so that everybody is aware of when the next boot camp is coming, and they're not trying to figure out if the schedule changed. So it looks like a week from tomorrow, we start another boot camp, and I will get everything up and ready to sign up. Usually that weekend before is usually when I do it. So be ready for that. I'll be sending out notices as well. So they'll be on Facebook groups and stuff. Hey, we've got a boot camp coming. We've got the Builder All Live. So you'll probably see it announced in Builder All Live. All kinds of things going on. So just kind of keep track, and you'll see hopefully some announcements about the next one coming in 1 week. Are you guys going to be ready for that? Yeah, I think that one's going to be a great one, because when it's put with the Mailing Boss Bootcamp, and then you put this email marketing bootcamp together, you're going to have actually a really powerful set of tools, because you're going to know how to use Mailing Boss, and you're going to you're going to learn how to manage your email marketing. We're going to go through a lot of different things about email marketing, not necessarily mailing blast stuff. We're going to go through email marketing as a whole. Roberto?
Yes, Shelly, we should have at least a tutorial about the business side in that, between those 2 days. I mean, between that vacation time, day, to learn how to do the business.
Right.
She's gone.
She's frozen here. That was too much.
That's too much. Too much.
Roberto, that was your fault.
I think the internet's taking Sunday off.
Yeah.
Looks like it.
That was your fault, Roberto.
She totally disappeared.
Hey, you guys. Roberto, I didn't get a word you said. It was so funny.
No worries. I can say it again.
Here's what I saw on my end. It was like, and we, it was so funny. It was like a strobe light talking.
No worries. What I was saying is that in between that vacation time that you're having until the 29th, we can do at least 1 day tutorial about the business side of the builder.
Yeah, I've actually got some stuff ready, so I may actually do that. So let me finish putting my thoughts together on that, because I've kind of put an outline already. If I can pull it off, I will. But I've got a couple of new things that Brad has asked me to do as well. So I've got kind of a new stuff coming that I got to do, including that Oculus Rift. He wants me to do at least one of those a week. So I've just got some new stuff. If I can fit it in, I will. If not, we'll find a place for it. Okay. But I think that's a good idea. I think that needs to be maybe 3 days, so we can talk about several different things. I mean, we need to talk organic marketing, paid marketing. We need to talk about where do you get started? What Facebook groups do you join? Where do you go? Those types of things. So I think that with a little bit of planning, we could probably do 3 full days of training.
Awesome.
Okay.
I'm hoping for it.
All righty. You know, I'll do my best. I always try.
We really need that too, just to let you know. So how will we get notified if you do that? On Facebook?
Yeah, if I do it, I'll plaster it all over the Facebook groups. Okay.
Great. Thank you.
They're watching. Elmar.
A question aside of this theme. I added to one of my sites the browser notification pop-up. And I tested it myself, but I don't get a subscriber. Did I do anything wrong? Because that's very easy and I don't know what I should have done wrong. Or is there a bug actually? Do you know anything about that?
I do know about browser notifications. It should be in your list if you get them. So I'm not sure what's going on. So my suggestion would be to send a video to support of everything that you did to set it up, and then say I'm still not getting subscribers in there, and then let them help you out, figure out what's going on. Okay.
Okay. Thanks. Yeah.
You're welcome. Willie.
Hey, Shelley.
Hey.
I'm with Roberto. We need a what is it? Preschool, better all preschool on the business.
I totally agree. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I spend so much time on maybe teaching some of the more advanced stuff that I don't actually get to go down and say, okay, what about that new person on the very first day? What should they do? So that was suggested, and that was a really good idea. I think it'd be a good 3-day boot camp. So I will do my best to get that ready. Okay. All righty. Any other questions, you guys?
Do you have a PayPal link that we can send you a little bit of thank you money?
No, absolutely not. These are free trainings that are put on by Builderall. As much as I appreciate that, no. This is an absolute joy for me to do. I'm so thankful that I get to work for Builderall. They already pay me for these trainings, so it's not anything that you need to pay me for. Here's what I ask of you, though. When you become leaders in Builderall, pay it forward. That's what Eric would say too. He would say, get your new people in, spend time with them. You don't have to, hold their hand and walk them through, because I can teach them what they need to know in Builderall. But even if you just do this, if you contact them every once in a while and say, hey, you can do this, and here's some resources for you to get started. and send them to the boot camp, or send them to Builderall Live, or send them to a page that you found valuable to you. Do something like that. That's not complicated to do, and you will be seen as a leader. And that is what the best thing that you can do for the new people coming in is just be visible to them that you are their sponsor and you believe that they will do fine in Builderall. And then I promise I'll try to take up the slack and make sure the training is there. I'm doing the best I can. And support is doing really good about getting those shorter tutorial videos together as well. So there's so much coming, and we're doing so much better than when we first started Builderall. When I first started Builderall, there was almost 0 videos out there that really explained how to do anything. So just the fact that we've got 1,000 videos right now is incredible. And then we've got the boot camps, which are going to be getting better and better and better. And then we'll add resources as we go. So that will be getting better and better and better. So at some point, there'll be a new person that comes in and they may say something like, oh my gosh, there's nothing for me as a new person to get started. And all of you guys will say, wait a minute, there's way more than when I started. So you need to get in there and find this stuff. You know, there's always that person that can't get started because they're waiting for somebody to just give it to them. So I think at some point you guys will look back and go, wow, Builderall has changed. Just like I look at it now and say, oh my gosh, Builderall has completely changed. So just hang in there. We're going to get everything we can out to you as fast as we can. And I will definitely work on that 3-day boot camp for new people. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go. Have a wonderful Sunday. And I will not see you tomorrow on the boot camp, but we'll see you in a week. And don't forget about the Monday training for Builderall Business. That's in your weekly webinar area. That's at 10 o'clock a.m. tomorrow. Don't forget about Builderall Live. That's every day at 4 o'clock. And then Tuesday night, we do the Tuesday night training. That's live with me. And then Wednesday morning, we do Wednesday morning training. That's live with me at 10 o'clock a.m. And then if you're an ambassador, Friday at 10 o'clock a.m., we have the ambassador meeting. And I think that's all the meetings that we have. That's for pretty much everybody in Builderall. If you're not sure what those are, go to the event calendar, your dashboard, and you can see all of those there. Okay? Got it? All right, you guys. Bye. Have a great day.
Thanks. Bye-bye, everyone. Congratulations for graduating. Bye-bye, Shelly.
Bye, Shelly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.